Hey guys, Michael here from youtube.com/therevived1. Today I'm giving you a recap and my impressions of the Worldwide Developers Conference 2009. This is a jam-packed event, so we'll get started with the new MacBook family. Apple rebranded the MacBook line, so everything that's aluminum will be called Pro, and the one white MacBook will remain on the market as a MacBook, but again won't be the Pro version. So the new MacBook Pro 15-inch is actually starting at $1699.99, so they're lowering the cost, and they're also including one of those built-in batteries like the 17-inch MacBook Pro for much better battery life, over 5 hours according to Apple. They'll also be replacing the Express card slot with an SD card slot, although I would like if they could have both. But for $1699 you're getting a 2.53 GHz Core 2 Duo, 4 gigs of DDR3 RAM, GeForce 9400M graphics, 250 gig hard drive, and an SD card slot. For $1999, a 2.66 GHz Core 2 Duo, 4 gigs of RAM, and you get that 9600M graphics card and a 320 gigabyte hard drive. For $2,299.99, the processor gets bumped up to 2.8 gigahertz, and everything else besides remains pretty much the same. The hard drive is bumped up to 500 gigs. The 17-inch unibody MacBook Pro will remain the same spec-wise, and it'll stay with it'll be pretty much the same thing, but it'll still have an Express card slot, and it's getting a price cut to $24.99 shipping today. Now that new MacBook Pro line for the 13-inch will include an SD card slot, a FireWire 800 port, and a backlit keyboard standard. So for $11.99 you'll get a 2.26 GHz Core 2 Duo, 2 gigs of DDR3 RAM, GeForce 9400M graphics, 160 gig hard drive, and an SD card slot. For $14.99 you get a bumped up processor to 2.53 GHz, 4 gigs of RAM, and a 250 gigabyte hard drive. The MacBook Air also got a pretty substantial price drop, about $700 less than the old model. No 3G, but for $14.99 you get 1.86 GHz Core 2 Duo, 2 gigs of RAM, GeForce 9400M graphics, 120 gig hard drive. For $17.99 you get a bumped up processor to 2.13 GHz, and you also get that 126 gigabyte or 128 gigabyte solid state drive, which is pretty cool. Like I said, they were going to touch a lot on Snow Leopard, and they did, and it'll actually be shipping in September for $29, $49 for a family pack, but $29, and that's a pretty reasonable price. A lot of improvements are coming on the back end, and PowerPC will not be supported, Intel Macs only from now on, starting with Snow Leopard. But they covered a lot about OpenCl and Grand Central, like I talked about, and they're boasting speed performances, so they say 85% faster messaging load time in mail, and 90% faster load time when you're just loading messages. And Time Machine, apparently there's a 50% faster initial backup time. And going along with installation, 45% faster installation time versus Leopard, and also 6 gigabytes less compared to the Leopard operating system. So by installing Snow Leopard, you'll actually be gaining 6 gigs of hard drive space. They also rewrote the Finder, so there's a lot of little benefits, they say, faster quick lookup, and Spotlight searches are also faster. They've added a new look to QuickTime 10. They'll also include something called HTTP streaming, which allows you to stream audio video in QuickTime. And users can record video and trim video, and uploading to sites like YouTube and MobileMe are included. Safari 4, which is actually available now for Leopard, Tiger, and Windows, offers unparalleled speed. They didn't really go into a lot of detail, but they say it's much faster than old versions of Safari, even the beta Safari 4. And also what they've announced is when a plugin crashes, the browser will remain intact. So if you have a plugin issue or a page bricks your browser, it won't crash the entire browser, just that particular tab. Now they started with the iPhone. Let's talk about OS 3.0. That's going to be launching June 17th, and it'll actually be, again, like we knew, free for iPhone users, but $9.95 for iPod Touch users. And devs will get the gold version today. So I'll be getting the iPhone 3.0 final version because I have dev access, and I'll walk you through that shortly in a coming video. As for features, tethering over Bluetooth and USB, for Macs and PCs and enabled. It'll be carrier supported or unsupported, and 22 carriers currently support it. Unfortunately for the United States, no at&t. MMS will also be available for 29 carriers at launch, and again, at&t lagging behind with summer launch of MMS, which is ridiculous. And I think if at&t keeps this up and actually makes us wait till summer, I strongly see Apple perhaps moving away from AT&T in the future, particularly when Verizon Wireless launches LTE networking. There's also pushes live, so you can get push, which in forms of text alerts or numerical badges and sound alerts. That's live with iPhone 3.0. And Find My iPhone, which using MobileMe tracks down your iPhone and places it on a map using the GPS. And and then you can have it make some noises, so if it's in your house and you lost it, you can find it. Or if it's stolen or lost, where it's not in your vicinity, you can there's a command to wipe it, so it'll delete all your data, which is pretty cool. And the final announcement they talked about is iPhone 3GS. The S is for speed, and they claim the fastest and most powerful iPhone yet. Again, we haven't, used it, and they didn't go into specifics, but I'm pretty sure that means a faster processor, and also faster networking at 7.2 megabits per second HSDPA. Business consumers will like this as well because it has hardware encryption on the device. The big point is the new camera, which is a 3 megapixel camera with autofocus and auto white balance, and also includes 30 frame per second video recording, which it'll be at VGA resolution, and it'll include onboard editing, which is really cool. So you can capture video, edit it, send it off to YouTube, all from your device, which is pretty cool. Although some people are doing HD, this isn't HD, and I'm not sure if you could put video onto your phone and edit it, but video you capture, you can edit. Like we talked about in my iPhone Pro predictions, this is again called the iPhone 3GS. There'll be a digital compass, and there'll also be voice control, so you can hold down the home button and press what song is this or call whatever and it'll work. So voice control is really cool. And they've also improved the battery, so now you'll get 5 hours of 3G talk and 9 hours of Wi-Fi internet, which is really cool. But I think the biggest thing is that this is coming June 19th in the United States, so right around the corner, for the price points of $199 for a 16 gigabyte model, 32 gigabyte model will be $299. Colors will be white and black, although I'm not sure if the white will just be the premium for the 32 gig model. So outside the United States, 80 other countries are getting it in August, and what's really cool about this is you won't have to wait in lines like the iPhone 3G was. You can actually reserve your iPhone 3GS at the Apple retail store and pick it up on June 19th. You don't have to wait in lines. Or you can pre-order the iPhone 3GS from the Apple online store, and it'll arrive at your doorstep June 19th with free shipping, which is really cool. The only thing I'm not sure about is contract-wise. That's with a contract, but I'm not sure if, like the iPhone users going up to iPhone 3G, if 3G owners will be able to get that $199 and $299 pricing. If not, I probably will not be getting an iPhone 3GS, but if I can get that pricing at $299 for the 32 gigabyte model, I will probably spring on the iPhone 3GS. And to really just desecrate the market, the current iPhone 3G, the 8 gig model, will remain on sale for $99 effective immediately. So pretty much Apple is getting the higher end market with their 3GS, but then also just owning the lower end market at $99. So phones like the Xenon or the Impression or other $99 phones, even maybe ones that are more expensive, they can't compete with the iPhone 3G, so that's something to keep in mind. So guys, that's just my quick recap and impressions of WWDC 2009. More information will be coming in the coming days, but thank you for watching. Take care.